4 minutes. That's how long it took me to bring the entire police station back online after our HOA president cut through the main fiber line because it ruined the look of her roses. And yeah, that same night 2 men in suits from the FBI showed up at my door. It started like any other quiet morning, just me, my coffee, and 3 glowing monitors full of code and migration graphs. I was in the middle of a high-stakes network project, one that billed my company 5 figures an hour. The kind of job where even a 2-minute delay makes executives lose their minds. And then everything went dark. Not just the screens. The whole world around me fell silent. No hum from the servers, no ping from the routers, nothing. Just the sound of the wall clock ticking and my own heartbeat getting louder by the second. I stared at the little gray dinosaur on my browser mocking me. That stupid dinosaur that shows up when there's no internet. I ran diagnostics, pinged every endpoint, checked the local router, rebooted Lucy, my custom server rig, my pride and joy. Red lights. Not amber, not blinking solid red. Dead. My phone buzzed first. My wife Nora. Internet's down. My class upload crashed. Then my neighbor Jim. Bro, is Comcast dead again? My gaming rig just kicked me out. When everyone goes down at once, that's not an outage. That's a disaster. I opened our neighborhood Facebook group, Lakewood Estates Community Board, where people usually fight about lawn colors or hedge heights. The place was chaos. Posts every second. Anyone else's Wi-Fi gone. My toddler's screaming Netflix won't load. My fridge just ordered 50 gallons of milk. And right there among the panic was a calm, condescending post from our HOA president, Margaret Lane. A photo of her perfect rose bushes and a caption, "Please direct all complaints to your service provider. This page is for official HOA communication only. Also, George, your trash bins are still visible from the street. Citation issued." I stared at that message, and a thought hit me like lightning. Margaret. The same woman who fined me last spring because my garbage can was the wrong shade of charcoal. The same woman who screamed at the fiber company last month for putting orange flags near her property line. Those flags marked the new underground fiber line. My stomach twisted. No way. She wouldn't have actually. I grabbed my sneakers, my phone, and ran outside. The street was eerily quiet. Usually Lakewood sounds like a symphony of leaf blowers and barking dogs. But now everyone stood on their driveways staring at their phones like lost tourists. Even the little brick police station at the corner, its digital sign, was dark. That's when I knew this wasn't just an outage. This was surgical. I followed the line of orange flags down the curb right to the edge of Margaret's yard. Her roses looked perfect, of course they did. But the dirt beside them had been disturbed. I crouched down and saw an open trench about 3 feet long and the thick orange cable inside, cleanly sliced. The glass fibers inside glittered like confetti. Not an accident. A landscaper's shovel would have crushed it. This was a single deliberate cut. "You've got to be kidding me," I muttered, snapping photos from every angle. That's when I heard tires screech. A police cruiser pulled up, lights flashing, even though half their systems were dead. A young officer got out, barely 23. "Sir, please step away from the cable." "It's not just a cable," I said, standing up. "That's the main fiber trunk for this whole subdivision, and I know who did it." Before he could answer, another car rolled in, a bigger SUV. Out stepped a broad man with a mustache you could hang a towel on. His name tag read, Sergeant Cole. "What's going on here?" he barked. I explained everything, how the HOA president hated the fiber flags, how this looked deliberate, how even his own station was offline. He squinted, unimpressed. "Then call the company," he said. "Why are you touching it? You the one who did this?" I clenched my jaw. "Sergeant, I pay HOA dues to live in this overpriced bubble. I also happen to be a network architect. And right now, your entire precinct's flying blind because someone decided aesthetics matter more than infrastructure." He crossed his arms. "You got proof?" "Oh, I've got proof," I said, holding up my phone. "And the dumbest motive you'll ever hear, flowers." The rookie tried not to laugh. Cole didn't. He grunted. "So what now? Computer man? I can get you back online," I said. "Not through your ISP. They'll take days. but I can reroute your network through a federal emergency backbone. It's called the Continuity of Government Link." Cole frowned. "You're telling me you can just hook us up to the government's secret internet?" "Pretty much," I said. "And if I don't, you've got no dispatch, no license checks, no 911. You want to explain that to your chief?" He studied me for a long moment, then sighed. 5 minutes. You touch anything you shouldn't. I'll personally introduce you to a cellmate named Bubba." Deal. The rookie Bennett led me into the server room. Calling it a room was generous. It was more like a closet filled with dust-dying Dell towers and cables drooping like jungle vines. "Sweet mercy," I whispered. "This setup's older than my college debt." "Is that bad?" Bennett asked. "It's a cry for help." I booted up my laptop, scanned the ports, found the dead fiber interface, and just above it, there it was. A red-capped port labeled COGLink, DHS, the government backup line. "All right, let's wake the beast," I muttered. I tethered my phone's 5G, popped the cap, and plugged in the cable. The rookie hovered nervously. "Please tell me this is legal," he said. "It's legal adjacent," I answered, typing commands into a black terminal window. Lines of green code flickered. I connected to gba.dhs.gov 2200, authenticated with a password I'd memorized back in my consulting days, and inserted a small USB token. The system blinked. "Authorization challenge," it said. I tapped the key once. It flashed blue. Then the waiting began. Outside I could hear Cole pacing. "Anything yet, computer man?" "Patience, Sergeant. Greatness takes about 4 minutes. Minute 1, nothing. Minute 2, still dead. Minute 3, my pulse synced with the silent amber light on the switch. I felt that creeping dread, the same feeling you get right before everything collapses. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'd made things worse. Maybe I'd just hacked into a federal system on police property and was about to ruin my life. For a second I wanted to just stop, pull the cable walk away, pretend I'd never tried. I could almost hear Margaret's smug voice in my head. "Rules exist for a reason, Derek." But then I looked at the dark monitors outside the radios sitting silent, the officers waiting. I thought of my work, my craft, everything I believed about fixing what others break. And I told myself, no, I'm not giving her that satisfaction. 4 minutes and the light turned green, solid bright green. And like dominoes, every other light on the rack blinked to life. The fans spun up the systems, rebooted, the radios crackled. Outside the closet, people started cheering. Cole just stared at me. "You actually did it." "Yeah," I said, closing my laptop. "You're now running through $1 billion federal backup network. So maybe don't stream Netflix at lunch." He almost smiled. Almost. An hour later, a white pickup rolled up with Mason's Trenching and Repair painted on the side. The guy got out, huge coffee in hand. "This the fiber mess?" he asked. We led him to the trench. He knelt down, grunted, and said, "Yep, clean cut. Garden shears, size 7 gloves. Lady did it." Cole looked at me. I just nodded. We marched up Margaret's driveway like some weird parade cop, rookie contractor, and one very tired IT guy. Margaret opened the door, watering can in hand, wearing that fake sweet smile. "Sergeant O, is this about those unsightly flags? I already took care of them." "Oh, we know," I said before Cole could speak. Her smile faltered. "Handled what exactly?" "The main fiber line for 5,000 residents and your local police department." She blinked. "Oh, don't be dramatic. It was an eyesore." "And according to HOA Bylaw 17, Cole cut her off. "Ma'am, what you did isn't an HOA issue. It's a federal crime, willful destruction of critical infrastructure. Her watering can hit the ground." "A federal what?" "That's ridiculous. I was protecting the neighborhood standards." "Margaret Lane," he said firmly, pulling out the cuffs, "you're under arrest." Her jaw dropped. "You can't arrest me. I'm the president. I am the HOA. "Not anymore," I muttered. Half the neighborhood peeked from behind their curtains, phones out, recording. It felt like the season finale of a reality show. HOA Wars, Suburbia Strikes Back. By the next morning, technicians were splicing the fiber under magnifiers, fusing glass strands thinner than hair. The hum of my servers came back. The green lights blinked in rhythm. I was finally online again. O'Dall International. My client lost a few million during the outage, but honestly, watching Margaret's mugshot on the local news was worth every penny. That afternoon, Nora called. "Let me get this straight," she said. "You hacked into a government network, fixed a police station, and got the HOA president arrested." "In that order," I said. "You realize you're probably on some watch list now, right?" Before I could answer, my other line buzzed. It was the police department. "Hey," Derek Bennett said. "Just wanted to say thanks. The guys are calling you the fiber wizard. There's even talk of a plaque in the server closet." "Please don't," I groaned. "Oh, and there's a petition on the neighborhood page to make you the next HOA president." I froze. "You're kidding." "Nope. You're winning by a landslide." "Bennett," I said slowly, "if anyone asks, tell them I moved to Alaska." That night a knock echoed through my house again. I opened the door and there they were, 2 men in dark suits. No smiles. "Mr. Hale, the taller one, said, 'I'm Agent Foster, FBI. This is Agent Ruiz, DHS. I sighed. "Let me guess, you're not here to sell cookies." They didn't laugh. Ruiz held up a tablet. "Yesterday our systems detected a major authentication anomaly from this address. We thought we were under cyber attack. Turns out it was you." "Yeah, about that." I scratched my neck. "Sorry." Foster frowned. "You bypassed 3 layers of encryption designed to prevent exactly what you did." "True," I said. "But your timing handshake is vulnerable. You can infer partial key validity from response latency." "Kinda sloppy, don't you think?" They just stared at me. 2 hours later, after an intense debrief involving me, them, and a pizza box full of doodled network diagrams, they finally decided I wasn't a threat. They even handed me a polished DHS challenge coin. "For your civic enthusiasm," Ruiz said dryly. A week later, peace returned to Lakewood Estates. The new fiber line was buried so deep it might as well have been in another time zone. Margaret was out on bail facing charges and the HOA board leaderless, which ironically made the neighborhood calmer than it had ever been. One evening, Sergeant Cole showed up at my door again, this time in jeans, holding a bottle of 20-year-old scotch. He handed it to me. "For your help," he grunted. "Appreciate it," I said. "You know, I really thought you were going to arrest me that day." He cracked a rare smile. "My computer boots in under 30 seconds now. We're square." After he left, I poured a glass, sat down in front of Lucy, and watched the green lights flicker. Facebook was buzzing again, memes of Margaret in orange jumpsuits, jokes about Rosegate. At the top of the feed was a new poll: who should be our next HOA president? Only one option: Derek the Fiber Wizard Hale. 300 votes. I laughed quietly. Not a chance. Outside my window, the new family across the street was planting a bright pink flamingo in their yard, a flag of freedom against everything Margaret once stood for. I took another sip, watching it glow under the porch light, and thought, as long as the light on my server stays green, I'm fine. Because sometimes doing the right thing means breaking a few rules, especially when the wrong people are the ones making them.